You think you know dogs, but the Basenji breaks every rule in the book. Often labeled as the barkless dog from Africa, people assume they are quiet, easygoing companions. The reality is wildly different. Owning a Basenji is like living with a hyper-intelligent, emotionally complex alien trapped in a canine body. They will test your patience, outsmart your security, and steal your heart in ways you never saw coming. Here are 10 shocking truths nobody tells you about owning a Basenji. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10. They are actually cats. If you wanted a typical golden retriever personality, you knocked on the wrong door because the Basenji is essentially a feline in a dog's body. They groom themselves obsessively, despise water with a burning passion, and will perch on the highest piece of furniture in your house just to judge you from above. You will frequently find them meticulously washing their faces with their paws or ignoring your calls simply because they aren't in the mood to acknowledge your existence. This cat-like independence means they don't need constant validation, but it also means you have to earn their affection. Expecting blind obedience will only leave you frustrated, while embracing their feline quirks opens the door to a deeply fascinating relationship. Number 9. Barkless, but not quiet. The biggest myth surrounding the Basenji is that their inability to bark means you are getting a silent companion. Nothing could be further from the truth, because these dogs possess a vocal range that rivals a dramatic opera singer. Instead of barking, they yodel, chortle, scream, and produce a strange sound affectionately known as the baroo. When a Basenji is excited, anxious, or simply feels like complaining that their dinner is 5 minutes late, they will let loose a sound that can easily be mistaken for a wild animal in distress. Their vocalizations are highly expressive and communicative, meaning your house won't be filled with standard dog noises, but it will absolutely be filled with an array of incredibly weird, undeniably loud alien sounds. Number 8. Too smart for you. Most dogs learn tricks to please their owners, but a Basenji learns commands just to figure out how to exploit them later. Their intelligence is entirely self-serving, making them one of the most notoriously stubborn breeds on the planet. They understand exactly what you are asking them to do. They are simply weighing whether or not the reward is worth their precious time. If you tell a Basenji to sit, and you don't have a high-value treat in your hand, they will literally look you in the eye and walk away. This isn't stupidity, it is calculated defiance. Training them requires a masterful level of negotiation, constant variety, and an unwavering sense of humor, because they will outsmart you daily. Number 7. Masters of great escapes. You might think your backyard is completely secure, but a Basenji will view your 6-foot wooden fence as a mere suggestion. They are the Houdinis of the dog world, capable of climbing chain-link fences like ladders, squeezing through impossibly small gaps, and digging complex tunnel systems if it means chasing a squirrel. Their primitive hunting instincts are so overwhelmingly powerful that a loose Basenji will develop selective deafness, sprinting toward the horizon with zero regard for oncoming traffic or your frantic screaming. Off-leash privileges are a massive gamble that most owners quickly realize they can never take. Keeping them safe requires Fort Knox levels of security, GPS trackers, and the constant realization that your dog is always plotting a breakout. Number 6. Highly sensitive emotional sponges. Beneath their aloof and independent exterior lies a surprisingly fragile emotional core that absorbs the energy of everyone around them. Basenjis do not respond well to harsh corrections, yelling, or chaotic household environments, often shutting down completely or developing severe behavioral issues if they feel misunderstood. They hold grudges like nobody's business, remembering exactly who wronged them and giving them the cold shoulder for days. However, when they form a bond with their humans, it is intensely deep, often choosing one specific person to become their absolute universe. Earning the trust of a Basenji is a profound privilege, but maintaining that trust requires a delicate balance of firm leadership, gentle reassurance, and a deep respect for their complex emotional boundaries. Number 5. Boredom equals total destruction. A tired Basenji is a good Basenji, but a bored Basenji is a weapon of mass destruction aimed directly at your living room. Because they are working hounds, bred for physical endurance and sharp problem-solving, leaving them alone with nothing to do is a guaranteed recipe for absolute disaster. They won't just chew a slipper. They will surgically dismantle your expensive sofa, rip up the baseboards, and redesign your drywall out of sheer frustration. You cannot simply leave them in a crate all day and expect a well-adjusted pet. They require rigorous physical exercise paired with intense mental stimulation, meaning puzzle toys, scent work, and long, structured runs are mandatory daily requirements to prevent your house from becoming a war zone. Number 4. Absolute fair weather divas. If the weather outside is anything less than perfect, prepare for a battle of wills just to get your Basenji to use the bathroom. Hailing from the warm climates of Central Africa, they have a deep-seated genetic hatred for rain, cold wind, and wet grass. If a single drop of water touches their delicate paws, they will violently pull backward on the leash and refuse to take another step. You will find yourself checking the radar just to schedule potty breaks or spending ridiculous amounts of money on specialized doggy raincoats and boots. During the winter months, they will transform into heat-seeking missiles, burrowing under every available blanket and hogging space in front of the space heater like royalty. Number 3. Zero typical dog odor. One of the most magical secrets about owning a Basenji is that they genuinely do not smell like dogs. They lack the typical canine oil production that creates that infamous damp dog stench, meaning even when they get caught in a rainstorm, your house won't reek of wet animal. Their fastidious self-grooming habits keep their short, fine coats incredibly clean, and they shed surprisingly little compared to other breeds. For people with mild allergies, or those who obsessively maintain a pristine-smelling home, the Basenji is a dream come true. You can bury your face in their fur and smell nothing but a warm, neutral scent, making them one of the most remarkably hygienic and pleasant animals to share a bed with. Number 2. Lethal primal prey drive. Never underestimate the killer instinct hiding behind those cute, wrinkled foreheads, because the Basenji is a ruthless hunter at heart. As a primitive sight hound and scent hound combined, their prey drive is hardwired into their DNA, making small, fluffy creatures public enemy number 1. Neighborhood cats, squirrels, rabbits, and even small dogs are viewed instantly as targets, triggering a predatory sequence that completely overrides their brain. If they see something moving fast, they will snap the leash out of your hands before you can even react. Integrating them into a home with smaller pets is extremely risky and often impossible. They are not vicious, but they are driven by ancient, unstoppable instincts that require an owner who is always alert and physically prepared. Number 1. The legendary Basenji bond. The ultimate secret. Nobody tells you about owning a Basenji is that once they choose to love you, it changes your life forever. Earning the affection of a dog that requires no human validation is the most rewarding experience in the canine world. They will press their bodies tightly against yours, stare deep into your eyes with an ancient, knowing look, and share a quiet, profound loyalty that defies explanation. They aren't just pets. They are brilliant, challenging, equal partners who demand respect and give fierce devotion in return. When a Basenji finally curls up in your lap and lets out a contented sigh, you realize every stubborn moment and destroyed toy was entirely worth the privilege of their love. So guys, the Basenji is undeniably not for everyone. They are fiercely independent, dramatically vocal, and stubbornly intelligent creatures that demand a dedicated, patient leader. But if you can handle their ancient, feline-like quirks, you will gain a deeply loyal companion unlike any other dog on Earth. Would you ever own a Basenji? Or do you already live with one of these fascinating escape artists? Let us know in the comments below.